This video goes with the DISC personality test that hopefully you've just taken. So I have the DISC personality test here, and I've taken some information from that test so that I can put together a footnote. So let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. So I wrote on my document, I indented first line of my paragraph. I took an online personality test, and the results of the test indicated I was a conscientious person. I copied and pasted this information from the test, and let me show you where I got it. It was right up here. This is the URL. This is where I got the test from. And then, in addition to that, I copied and pasted the name of the test and the date that was on the test. So let me scroll down. I copied it right from here. This is the name of the test, and that was the date of the test. I also went to contacts and company information within the website, and I copied and pasted all this information that tells me who put together this test. So let me scroll down just a little bit so you can see how I did that. So over here within the test itself, I just searched until I found something. Of course, you can't see it because my page is in the way, but I went to Contact Us. And when Contacts is open, I saw there was a contact form, but I also saw there was a form that said company information. And I thought, I'll bet the name of the company is there. So when I did that, I saw that this is the name of the company and this is where this test came from. So I copied and pasted that into my Word document that I'm just working on right now. So I'm going to minimize that so that you know where I got all this information from. So now everything on my page here is going to help me put in my footnote. I also copied and pasted for your viewing pleasure where it says in Turabian 17.5.1 what to do with website content. For a footnote, it says you've got to put in the author, the title of the page, the title or description of the site, the owner of the site, the publication date or assessed on date, and the URL. So as I'm looking at this, I begin to try to think, what can I plug in from what I know about this test based on what I have up there? Well, before I can plug anything in, I've got to insert a footnote. So for my computer, I put my cursor at the end of the line that I want to insert the footnote, and I go up to References, and I click on Insert Footnote, and you can automatically see that it's put a footnote number there at the bottom, and that there's a superscript number there at the top. So according to Turabian, the first thing that I should look for is the author. Well, unfortunately, for this particular website, no author's name was given. So I'm not going to worry about the author. In fact, I'm just going to delete that out of my information. Because Turabian says if you can't find the author, the next thing you have to do is try to find the title of the page. Well, I do have the title of the page. The title of my page is called DISC Personality Test. So I am going to just go right down there to my footnote, and I'm going to type DISC Personality Test. And you'll notice that I have capitalized the P and I've capitalized the T because Turabian says that we capitalize the first letter of the first word unless it is an article or unless it is a preposition. So I've done that. So I'm just going to delete this because I've got that information in there. And I've got my title page, and here it shows that it's supposed to be in quotation marks. So I'll go ahead and add quotation marks and add a comma and add my closing quotation marks. It says title or description of site. There really wasn't anything here on that page that told me a description of the site. So I'm going to, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to just say I've got the title page. There's really not a description of the site, but there is an owner of the site, and this is them. And so I'm going to copy and paste all of this. In fact, I'm just going to cut it from there, and I'm going to put it right here in my footnote. So you can see it really messed up the space in there. So I'm going to need to go into there and fix all that spacing. For me, I'll go to Home, and I'll go over here to my spacing. I'll go to Line Options, And I will say, don't add a line between paragraphs of the same style, and I'll click OK. So that helped a little bit. But then I want to put all of this in single space. So on my computer, I go back up there and I set it to single space. Now it's looking a little bit better. Let's go ahead and put that information there and just get everything in the same place. Okay, so I've got the owner of the site. I did that, so I'm going to take that away. Publication or assessed on date. Well, I actually have some publication date information, so I'm going to cut. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put a comma and I'm going to copy. Actually, I'm going to paste. Oh my goodness, look what it did. It messed everything up, but that's okay. I'll go right back up into here, go to line spacing options. Don't add a single space between elements of this style. Make sure that I'm still in single. So I might have to work with this just a little bit. Oh, just hitting the backspace button helped me out there. And so now I've got the company information and I've got the contacts. And the last thing that it says that I need to put is the URL. And there's the URL. I'm going to cut it from here and I'm going to paste it right there. And so as I'm looking at that, I want to make sure that I've taken all of this out of the body of my paper. Take that away. And I'm going to look at the body of my paper. The very first thing I notice, that's not Times New Roman. So I'll highlight all of that. I'll go up here to Times New Roman, make it Times New Roman. I see that it is a 12-point font. Okay, that's looking more like the first line of a Turabian paper. I go down here and I look at my footnote and I remember that everything in my footnote is supposed to be Times New Roman. So let me just go ahead and make all of that Times New Roman. So now it's all the proper font. Then I remember that this is supposed to be a 10-point font because it is a footnote. So I'll make it a 10-point font. Then I remember that I'm supposed to indent the first line of my footnote. So I'll go ahead and put my cursor there, and on my keypad, I hit the tab button. So that takes everything over. So now let me look at the information that I have here. The DISC personality test. That's the information that I had from my website. This tells me where it came from. And I put a comma after that. And then I have my updated information there. I need a comma after that. Oops, put the comma in the wrong place. Let's put the comma right there. I need a space there. And I want all of this to be in black because it looks like it's in a variety of different colors. So I'll go ahead and click to highlight everything. I'll go up here to my colors and I'll click black, and now everything is black. So I want to put a period at the end of that. So if I'm looking, and I am right this minute at the Turabian book, I'm looking at Turabian 17.5.1 for website content, just to make sure that I've done this correctly. And I am looking at the notes in Turabian, and I've got the name of the website in quotation marks with a comma. And then I have got the next bit of information I could find, which is the organization that created this information. So I copied and pasted that right into my footnote. I noticed that for some reason it has italicized this. That's not supposed to be italicized. Okay, so now I've got that. I've got the date that it was updated, and I've got a comma after the date, and I've got my URL link, and I've got a period there. And so now I am ready to go back into the body of my paper, and I'm just going to type some nonsense, but you just type the rest of your paper. Oh my goodness, what do you notice right away? Your paper's not double spaced. So let's highlight, and I'll go here to the spacing options, and I will click the 2.0. And now, as I continue to type nonsense, my paper will be double spaced. For me and for you and for anybody that's doing this, you want to make sure that you save your work, because this is just something that I'm working on for a video. I'm going to click Save As, and I'm going to tell it to save it to my desktop, and I'm going to name it Video Example. So it's going to be called video example, and it's going to be saved to my desktop, and I'm going to call it video example document. And then I'm going to click save, and then it's saved to my personal desktop. I hope this has been helpful. Again, hope you guys are having an awesome trimester. Praying for you, wanting just whatever the Lord has for you in your life this trimester.